Brandon here, and time for another episode of SexxxPerTease. Today's question is, my boyfriend told me that he's always going to put himself first. Should I stay with him? This is a really tricky situation because personally I feel like I don't think I would want to stay with someone that makes it clear that they're always going to put themselves first, because I feel like although you should always put yourself first in your life, because at the end of the day, you're always going to have to protect yourself. You're always going to have to take care of yourself. You're always going to have to believe in yourself. You are in control of your life. But at the other end, in a relationship, you can't always be selfish. You can't just always think about yourself, because if you only care about yourself, then you really shouldn't be in a relationship. And I really feel like if your mentality is it's always me first and everyone else second, I feel like that is in a way a defense mechanism. It's just probably they've had to be independent, they've had to rely on themselves, they've been let down by family, friends, whoever, and they really feel like they can't trust other people. But I also really feel like you're not ever going to really have a successful, healthy, long-term relationship if your mentality is always I'm going to do what I want to do, and then you're just going to have to deal with it at the end of the day. Because in a relationship, you have to compromise. You have to think of the other person. You have to plan a future together, and you have to think of that future with the other person, how each decision is going to affect the both of you. Like, it's not just about you. It's like, you can't just say like, oh, I want to got this job halfway across the world, like, and you're in a long-term relationship, because then it's just kind of like, if your partner has their own things going on, like maybe they're in school so they can't just leave, or they can't just upend their life and move with you unless they had like a work from home job. So it's like, if you just take the job without even asking your partner, whatever, considering like how your partner feels, considering how that will impact their life as well, like that, it's just very selfish. And no matter if it is like a great opportunity for you, like this could be your dream job, this could be your opportunity to travel the world, this could be an opportunity to make more money than you've ever had before. But it's like, if you're in a relationship, you can't just say yes to things and not consider how it's going to impact the person you're in a relationship with. That's just being selfish. And then it's also, I understand it, because it's like you don't want to miss out on life opportunities that could really be great for you because of a relationship. But it's also a decision you're going to have to make together if that is really what you want. So it is tricky being in a relationship while also trying to navigate making sure you accomplish your own life goals and whatnot. But you really just have to make sure that every decision is going to be in the benefit of both of you, and that you aren't going to just make every decision like, I want to move here, I don't care how my boyfriend feels. I want to go here to eat, I don't care how you feel. Like, it's just selfishness, and you don't want to be in a relationship with someone that is selfish. And it really feels like people that have this mentality that I'm always going to put myself first, it really just comes across as it is narcissism, and people love the word narcissism lately, but it's also just the fact that you are not mature or ready enough for a relationship. Because if you are not going to put both of your needs in the relationship equally, or at least think of what each decision is going to impact both of you instead of just how it's going to impact you or doing what you want, that is selfishness. That's immaturity. That is not ready for a long-term, successful, stable relationship. So I feel like if you're dating a partner that makes it very clear they're always going to put themselves ahead of you, what they want before you, what they need before you, then you either have to decide that you're fine coming second, which I personally would never be okay with, but you will also have to decide, like, it really does feel like it is going to be like a petty, toxic relationship if it's like, oh, well, he's going to put himself first, well, I'm going to put myself first. Then it's like, what are you two doing? You're just going to end up making decisions that are just going to like bother the other, hurt the other, instead of having a mature conversation before you decide to do things. So I really feel like it's not good for anyone in the relationship to ever have that mentality that I'm going to do what I want and the other person can deal with it. Because that's really just, you need to be single. Like, just be single, where you don't have to worry about how your actions impact another person. But in a relationship, you are no longer just yourself. You are two people joined as one. Like, every decision, every action has consequences. Every decision impacts the other person. So if you're not ready to think of navigating life with another person in your life, then you just are not the person that should be in a relationship, honestly. So if your partner did tell you this, I personally just think you shouldn't stay in the relationship if you want to be with someone that is going to consider your feelings, if you want to be with someone who is going to put your relationship before themselves. I feel like it's a mutual effort. You can't have one person deciding to, I'm going to put the relationship first, but the other person's going to put themselves first. Like, that's just never going to work. That's why a lot of people are single and break up, because one person's ready for a relationship to consider the other person, the other one isn't. So it's just not honestly ever going to work that way unless you both decide to put in the effort and make the decision that you both are going to put each other first and the relationship first and consider the other person, because honestly, it's just never going to work. And it can work for some couples where one person puts themselves first and the other person is fine coming second. So they're fine being a doormat. They're fine being treated however. They're fine just having a boyfriend and putting up with whatever they have to say they have a boyfriend. But if you don't want that to be your life, your future, your relationship, then you should never agree to those terms of, I'm okay with dating a man who tells me he's going to put himself first and I just have to accept it. Because you don't have to just accept it. You can leave. You can find a different partner. You can tell them how you feel. And if they still don't care and they're not going to put you or the relationship first, you can leave. So yeah, I feel like it is definitely a weak mentality if you do decide to stay with someone who is going to put themselves first always and not the relationship. But people stay in relationships for all sorts of reasons. So I really just feel like you have to do what's best for you and what's going to make you happy. But hopefully not staying with someone who's never going to put you or your needs or your relationship first is not the right partner for you. But thanks for joining me for this episode of SexxxPerTease.